I told him that the stuff that his people were shoveling out to the public was bullshit. I mean, that the claims of fraud were bullshit.
In the wake of the 2020 U.S. election, top advisors to then-President Donald Trump told him again and again that his claims of widespread election fraud were unfounded and would not reverse his election loss. But he refused to listen.
He was indignant about that.
That's according to testimony from former campaign officials and even former U.S. Attorney General Bill Barr, presented Monday at the second of a series of public hearings from the committee investigating the January 6, 2021 riot at the U.S. Capitol.
This morning, we'll tell the story of how Donald Trump lost an election and knew he lost an election, and as a result of his loss, decided to wage an attack on our democracy.
In video from a deposition, Barr recalled his feeling at being unable to persuade the president of the facts of his defeat.
I was somewhat demoralized because I thought, boy, if he really believes this stuff, he has, lost contact he's become detached from reality.
Trump would also overrule the advice of his campaign manager, Bill Stepien.
My recommendation was to say that votes were still being counted. It's too early to tell.
He said that on election night 2020, he told the president the results were going to take weeks to finalize.
I always told the president the truth.
But Trump appears to have preferred the election night counsel of former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani.
Spoke to the president several times that night.
Who witnesses recalled being intoxicated.
Is there anyone in that conversation who, in your observation, had too much to drink?
Like Mayor Giuliani.
And the president would continue to heed Giuliani and others and dismiss the guidance from his campaign attorneys.
We called them kind of my team and Rudy's team. I didn't mind being characterized as being part of Team Normal.
What they were proposing, I thought was nuts.
Former White House attorney Eric Hirschman recalled the increasingly bizarre and global conspiracy theories favored by Trump.
Different things have been floating around as to who was involved. Remember Hugo Chavez and the Venezuelan. She has an affidavit from somebody who says they wrote a software in, it's something with the Philippines, and just all over the radar.
And the president was as mad as I've ever seen him, and he was trying to control himself.
A key focus of Trump's fury fell on his own Justice Department and its leader, Bill Barr, who, to the president's rage, told him plainly that the claims of fraud were without merit.
When I went into this and would, tell him how crazy some of these allegations were, there was never an indication of interest in what the actual facts were. My opinion then and my opinion now is that the election was not stolen by fraud.
The January 6th committee also tried to shine a light on how Trump used false election claims to fundraise, telling donors their dollars, which would flow into the hundreds of millions, would fight non-existent election fraud.
So not only was there the big lie, there was the big ripoff.
Trump has denied wrongdoing and has repeatedly insisted that he did not lose the election, dismissing the Select Committee investigation as a political witch hunt.